Hey, what's up guys, Keeping a Meme here, and welcome back to another video on the channel. Today we're going to do 5 old features we want in FIFA 20. So this is features that used to be in previous versions of the game, and we want them back because they were removed or are no longer in the game for whatever reason. So yeah guys, let's get into the video. So the first thing we have is backroom staff. Now this used to be a thing I used to play on tons and tons when I used to play FIFA 10 as a kid. Now, I mean, I've touched on this in one of my previous videos, the 10 things we wanted in FIFA 20 career mode. Essentially, backroom staff that used to allow people to change things like your coaches, your stadium managers, your assistant manager, and it would affect how your team would perform. I mean, I think there was even a medical staff one that you could change, and it would change how long the recovery periods were. I mean, think about it, just the way the players progressed in career mode was completely different, and I miss that so much because it added just another dimension to the game. It wasn't just you got back onto your career mode and just sweated out playing games constantly until the next transfer window to buy in some better players. It actually gave you something else to save up for. You'd play some games, you'd earn some money because back then you get gate receipts, and then using that money you would spend it on backroom staff, you know, and those backroom staff would help your team get better, or so potentially they'd achieve a better overall. I'm not saying that, you know, that it's a better or worse system having, you know, a system where the money comes through at the start and you have to buy in new players. Okay, that's a little bit more interesting in terms of you have to make transfers, but I think personally I would love to have it where you would progress the players you already have and wouldn't need to necessarily buy in players constantly to get better ratings. The next thing was up in FIFA until FIFA 17. I don't know why it was removed. It was kind of like it was something that just didn't fit in with the interface, that they wanted to switch it up a little bit and they just got rid of it. But personally, I don't think they should have got rid of this, and it's the funds request option. You used to be able to say that you'd be able to achieve like domestic stuff or cup stuff, and they would be like, oh, if you get into Europa League spots, then we'll give you a little bit more money, and you could request a certain amount of money. Obviously the board would reject or accept it depending on what you wanted, but it was a nice way to get that little bit of extra boost, say at January when you'd kind of blown all your funds at the start of the season. Trust me, I know how it feels. I used to do that all the time, where you'd spend all your money at September, and then you had some really bad injuries and you needed to just bring in a backup player to help you keep going until the end of the season. And trust me, just having that funds request option was always so nice because you never knew when you were going to need it, and you know, the backroom staff would be able to, the board would be able to give you funds just at the right time, and I miss that a lot. I don't know why it was removed, but there we go. The third thing that we want back is sponsorships. Now, I can't tell you how much I loved FIFA 10. I know I keep on saying it, but that is what I grew up with as a child, and constantly I will refer to it because it had so many features that aren't in FIFA 20 that I don't understand why they're not in FIFA 20. And this one, you know, the sponsorships, they were so good. They used to give you extra funds, you know, they used to have different qualities, so you had things like funds per game, funds for coming certain places in the league. If you won the league, they're given a bonus. Cup games, they like bonuses. It was so good because, you know, you had to tactically work out which sponsor was going to be the best one, and then what one you were going to work out to go with. I would always, you know, work out which one would give me the most money per game, and then, you know, if I knew I was definitely going to win the league, then I would consider that. You know, it just added another dimension to the game. And as I say, what I really want to see in FIFA is just more stuff to do off the pitch, so you don't constantly have to just go in and play tons of games just to get to the next transfer market, so there's something else to do. So yeah guys, I really hope that comes back. This next option, I'm not quite sure why it was removed, but I imagine it's something to do with the cutscenes and bits like that, but it's the loan to buy option. Now, I don't understand, you know, as I say, I don't really understand why it was removed because it was a nice feature, but we definitely want it back. So the loan to buy feature essentially is as it sounds, and it is used in real life by tons and tons of clubs. If you loaned in a player, you could put in like a cheeky bid to try and buy that player at the end of your loan move. I mean, I remember I used to loan people like Rashford, and then I would put in the loan to buy offer at say like 35-40 million, because I knew in that one season he would progress more at my team because he'd get more game time, and then I could buy him back if I managed to like get the funds. And that used to be such a nice thing. Obviously this happens in real life. I believe, you know, that's what happened with James Rodriguez going to Bayern. I think that was 1 year, 2 maybe a 1 year, 2 year loan, and then they bought him for 50 mil or whatever it was. But as I say, guys, it does happen in real life, and so it would be so nice to see that back in FIFA. As I say, I'm not too sure why it was removed, but it should make a return. Alright, so this last thing I'm going to mention is something I mentioned in the other video I made the other day, and that is the internal memos. Now, these used to give you options on how to respond, you know, to certain scenarios, certain questions, those kind of things, and you'd get board confidence, fan confidence, and I think team morale, maybe team fitness as well. Those 4 things, maybe there was other things as well, but those 4 things primarily were what was affected. You know, the fitness was, say they had to go and do a training session with a school, then your team would obviously be a little bit tired from that, but obviously I think it gave you options to send reserves, so you know, you didn't have to send your first team players either. I'm pretty sure there's things for like seeing people in hospital, and that would boost the fan popularity. Obviously if you did things that earned you money, then board confidence went up. You know, it was just such a good concept, because it added, as I keep on saying, another dimension to the game. You know, you could do so much with that, and I think personally, if you did it in the style that, you know, we've had for the journey for the past few years, where Alex Hunter has to make all these decisions that affect it, if you did it like in cutscenes like that, that would be the perfect match for what we need in FIFA 20. Now, I know that is a lot of work, but if they can make that happen for FIFA 20, I will personally buy FIFA 20 for that alone, and I'm pretty sure a lot of you would probably agree with me for that. But anyway, guys, thank you very much for watching. This has been my 5 old features we want back in FIFA 20. If you have anything that I have missed, be sure to put it in the comments section below. Like the video, subscribe. I have so much news to bring you guys, so many ideas, and you know, I'm just going to keep on bringing out videos daily for as long as I possibly can. See you guys, see you in the next one.